Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm Alicia Haygood. This is an amazing episode because not only are we going to talk about Scottsdale as a whole celebrating its 75th anniversary, it is the 250th episode of the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. So thank you for tuning in each and every week for the past 4 years to learn more about Scottsdale. I truly continue to do this because of you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So as the city starts celebrating their big anniversary in a big way, we're going to talk about the stories, milestones, and moments that really shape Scottsdale into the place we know and love. That includes the massive amount of people that are influxing our city, including myself for the past 6 years. And we're going to start with our favorite real estate agent, Sean Shackleton. So Sean, welcome back. Happy New Year. It's our second episode with you for the new year.
It is?
Yeah. And then I know time has gone fast. I'm excited to have you back because we always talk real estate with you. You're so ingrained in the community as a whole. We see this on your YouTube channel as well and on your Instagram and Facebook. But I want to hear from you first as a resident and community member. What does Scottsdale mean to you?
Oh, that's a big question. I mean, I was just talking to somebody earlier today, and I love Scottsdale. I love the area. I love the mountains. It's funny because people come here when they're talking to me, I will often tell them when I'm talking about, especially North Scottsdale, it's like it's a very lush desert, and they think I'm nuts.
I can see how that doesn't sound right, but
and they're like,
right.
no, it's the desert, and I'm like, no. But we've got trees and we've got shrubs and we've got a lot of different things that it's a lush place. And then they come and they visit and they're like, oh, now I see what you mean. Yeah. It's like, we've got trees. It's not just tumbleweeds blowing across the desert and the dirt. I mean, you go to other places in the valley and that's kind of what it is. Yeah. I mean, not tumbleweeds. I've never seen a tumbleweed, but it's just not as lush. So I love that. I love the mountains and I love everything that there is to do. I think one of the things that draws people to Scottsdale a lot is that we've got a lot of the modern conveniences and a lot of the things that people want. We've got great restaurants and we've got great shopping and we've got, all of that stuff. But a lot of people really, when they come here, they want to be healthy. They want to be outside. They want to be moving their bodies. And so being able to go outside and walk and hike and bike and golf and like all of those things is really important. And I think that's what makes Scottsdale Scottsdale.
I couldn't agree more. It has 75 years is a lot of change in 75 years. As I tell everyone, that a lot has changed in 5-6 years that I have been here. So I want to know from you, as far as it's like, how does the Scottsdale neighborhoods as they develop, how does that really affect us as buyers and community members and make us like the heart and soul of the valley?
Well, so Scottsdale as a whole is a really funny place. And oftentimes people say it's almost like 3 different places.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? That's what I'm saying. It's so different how different sections of Scottsdale are to make it whole.
Right.
And so from a real estate perspective, like how do you see that?
Well, I mean, it's one of the conversations that I have with people all the time. Like I need to understand from them. Tell me more about your lifestyle. Yeah. What do you like doing? That's the kind of stuff that I try to draw out of people with the questions that I ask. It's like the real estate and the house part will come next. But I want to know, what do you like doing? Where do you like to be? Do you need a lot of stuff around you? Do you want to be able to like walk to restaurants? Which I always caution people, like we are not a really walkable city, but like if you want to be able to kind of walk to places, that narrows down, where you're going to be. But if you want things that are a little bit quieter and a little maybe kind of farther away, but not really farther away, because it's almost like whatever we have down in South Scottsdale, we have up in North Scottsdale.
Yeah, now we do.
But if you want to be closer to some golf and, that kind of the mountains and things like that, like you're going to want to be up in North Scottsdale. Whereas if you want to be close to a lot of things, but still want to feel, like you're not in Old Town, or in South Scottsdale, then you might want to look at Central Scottsdale. But whenever I talk to people about Central Scottsdale, I'm like, do you want to feel like you live in the desert? Because if you want to feel like you live in the desert, you're probably not going to like it there because there's a lot of green, there's a lot of really big trees. So you're oftentimes people go there and they're like, well, I don't even really feel like I live in the desert.
It's I drive through this daily, right? And now you're pointing this out. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. That does feel different.
You don't really feel like you're in the desert, and some people love that.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, if you love that, then you might like the McCormick Ranch area.
Yeah,
So it's really important to understand what it is that why they're coming here, what their lifestyle is going to lead them to, like what are the things they want to be close to, and then the house comes next. like we'll figure the house part out.
Interesting, yeah.
But where is your lifestyle going to lead you? Because if you can love a house and hate your area, and eventually you're going to hate your house.
That's true.
And that sucks.
That does suck. It's such a big investment. It's
huge.
So important. Yeah.
I mean, you spend so much time in your house. You need to love it.
Yeah. And your neighbors and everything else. I agree.
Right.
We always talk about, everyone has a 5, 10, 15-year plan. We've seen Scottsdale change so much. Where do you see the real estate market going in Scottsdale?
Well, it's tough because Scottsdale doesn't have a lot of land.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's going to change at all with the preserve?
I hope not.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and I don't. I mean, I think that preserve is pretty well,
Preserved,
yeah.
No, I hate to use the word,
they tried to do something in there a while ago, and it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's infill, and that's really the only development that we have. I mean, there has been some out Story Rock and Sereno Canyon and things like that. But that's a really specific lifestyle.
Yes. It's remote.
It's very remote, beautiful. Anybody that I take out there, they're like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. But then we have to, again, start talking about their lifestyle. What do you do every day? Do you drive your kids to school? Do you like to go out to restaurants all the time? Like just understanding like where are all those things that you're going to want to do on a daily basis, and then where your house is. And again, some people are okay with a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
It's personal preference.
Do you think our bubbles are getting smaller the way that Scottsdale is growing in that sense?
Kind of, yeah. I do.
Think that's a good or bad thing?
I don't know that it's good. I mean, I kind of liked the whole like South Scottsdale, Central Scottsdale, North Scottsdale. And then there was kind of like far North Scottsdale, to be honest. But I even feel like the North Scottsdale area, like right at the loop, right, that I always called that kind of C, backwards C, I almost feel like that's even getting smaller. Like people that are there, like they kind of even whittle down their bubble a little bit.
I mean, you think about the building that's going out there with the strip, like there's a lot of more strip places going out there, build
Well, and there's a lot
offices.
of apartments coming.
Yeah.
And a lot of condos that are coming, and a lot of things, so I mean, it's all changing drastically.
What do you think makes Scottsdale so unique to settle down with their roots, whether it's financially an investment, a community investment? What makes us unique in that sense to buyers?
I think some of what we talked about earlier, just the location and all it has to offer. Yes, our summers are hot.
Are they?
Yeah. I know. Really? I mean,
come on. It's not like you're living in Chicago during the blizzards or anything like that.
Well, that's the thing, right? So it's like, yes, our summers are hot, but our kids are also out of school.
Yeah.
And most people go on vacation.
Right.
Now, I mean, our kids start school super early, so you're not going to skip August and September, which I hate to tell you that are still really hot.
They are.
But you can get out of town. And then like right now, this is where everybody wants to be. I mean, I've got like 7 clients coming in town in the next 4 weeks.
This is our busy season. Let's talk about really this is Scottsdale season. All the events are happening, bringing everyone in. So talk about how that's really affecting Scottsdale growth, because right now is when we're going to have, the buyers come in.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that's been happening for a long time, right? The Bear Jackson is kind of the kickoff to our entire event season. Yeah. And that's when the people start coming. And either they've been coming for years and they just rent an Airbnb, or they stay in a hotel for a short period of time, or they come, for 3 months. But what happens is ultimately they get to the point of going, I don't know that I want to rent an Airbnb anymore. Maybe I'll just buy a small place.
Listen, I was with some residents that had a place up in Troon area. They used it as an investment property, and they would rent it out for all of these events.
Yeah.
And then the owner was like, I'm done with this. I want to move in. She's like, I love this house. Why am I renting it out? So they ended up moving into it, because almost the opposite of that. They were just tired of renting it out for this. Yeah.
Well, and they do that sometimes. They'll buy a place and rent it, and then they'll use it every once in a while when they kind of fill the gap. And then they realize like, oh no, I really kind of want to be here.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening too is that they've bought this small little place and they stay there for a little while and they're like, this is too small. And then they move up.
Yeah.
And then I've had other people that come, like the parents come and they buy a second home, and they're still kind of going back and forth, and they're like, you know what, I really want to retire here because this is where I want to be, more full time. And then the kids start coming to visit, and then the kids end up moving.
Now we're starting a new generation.
Totally.
Of new
so,
residents.
I mean, it's funny because oftentimes it's the parents that follow the kids. Here, I feel like the kids follow the parents.
Yeah.
sometimes.
If you talk, I mean, we're such a blended city, you know, from all over. And when you really ask people, where'd you come from? How'd you hear about it? They're like, oh, my parents moved here. Or, oh, we would come here on vacation a lot. And we finally just decided to move here.
Yeah.
It really is.
The whole thing, I've been coming here for years.
Yes, is everyone's line.
Yeah.
I got on a plane and stepped off, and that was my introduction to
Right.
Scottsdale.
Well, it's not
It
bad.
worked. No,
right.
it
Well, and I
worked.
think the other reason that people, like, to your question, the other reason that people really like it here is not only like all the amenities and everything that it has to offer, but a lot of people that come here, they still like to travel.
Yes.
And travel out of our airport is really easy.
Yeah.
Really easy.
And now we have JSX and everybody too,
Right.
so it's even easier. Yeah.
Right.
What can we expect this quarter coming up with the market? What should we see? I know, get your ball out. I'm going to get one for us one day and bring on the air.
Well, I mean, our season is just starting,
Okay.
right? So it was really interesting because even towards the end of December, I was really seeing a lot of new listings come on the market, which isn't normal in December. That usually people are like, I'm going to hold off until January. People were starting to put their houses on the market in December. I had a lot more activity in December, and then it's just heated up since then. And I've got a lot of buyers. I've got some sellers that are coming on the market, but a lot of buyers that have been kind of waiting. And the thing that's hard is that our inventory is still really low. And I know everybody hears on the news like the inventory is up. It is in some areas, but not in every place.
Right.
And the really, really desirable neighborhoods to live in, their inventory is really low.
Gotta get in
low,
now.
and so it's hard.
Gotta get in now.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, if you are looking to buy or sell, you have your favorite real estate agent here. You can find her on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or of course on our channel as well when she visits us every month. So if you are buying and selling a home, I know it can be frustrating and stressful, but trust me, Sean Shackleton with the Shackleton Group is here to change that. With over 25 years of expertise and a true understanding of Scottsdale's market, she works tirelessly to give you the home that you deserve by only getting to know you, like we just talked about. She really has her finger on the pulse of the different Scottsdale neighborhoods and knows the community well. So don't settle for less or get stuck in confusion. Give Sean a call at 480-734-7227. Excuse me, I'm going to say that again, 480-734-7277, or visit her at theshackletongroup.com and make your next move a winning one. This year, the City of Scottsdale will proudly celebrate its 75th anniversary, marking a milestone that honors the people, progress, and spirit that have defined our community since its incorporation in 1951. It's a chance to reflect on where we've been, celebrate who we are today, and look ahead to what's next for the West's most western town. Joining me today is Holly Peralta, a communications and public affairs leader with more than a decade of experience in local government, storytelling, and community engagement. She currently serves as the Interim Senior Director of Communications and Public Affairs for the City of Scottsdale, where she helps connect residents with the people and services behind the city government. So I'm so excited. I have lived all over the nation, as you know. I've lived here in Scottsdale for about 6.5, almost 7 years. It is one of my favorite places I've ever lived, and I never, ever, and I will say this ever, as a Southern girl, thought I would leave the South, and I would never move to the desert out west. And as I have quickly learned, this is truly where I belong. It is a hidden gem that I try only to tell a certain amount of people about to keep it special like that. But I'm very excited to be here with you today and really talk about Scottsdale. You know, there really is no bigger story. We're celebrating it all year today. So from the city's perspective, what makes this anniversary so meaningful this year?
Well, it's special in many ways,
Yeah.
but 75th, you know, that's a
big
milestone
milestone.
year, right, to have a birthday, but it's been 75 years since the City of Scottsdale became incorporated, but it's also the nation's 250th.
And
so,
so many big years this year.
exactly.
Yeah.
So hand in hand, we are going to celebrate. It warrants more than just the date of our incorporation, right? It's going to be all year long.
I love that. Let's talk about, like you said, 75 years, big milestone and everything. When you think about that perspective, we really are still a very, very young city, you know, for especially being out west.
Right.
So what do you say about the momentum? What does it say about Scottsdale when it comes to our growth and our evolutions for the past 75 years?
Well, you mentioned our roots as a most western
Aren't we
town,
there?
and it's something that we still embrace, but we also really are promoting our innovation and the things that we are doing throughout the city. And a lot of that involves the people who live here and the businesses that are here. So It's really something we want everyone involved in to really just tell the story of the city. So one piece of this promotion is we are looking for people who are longtime residents or have a special connection to Scottsdale to reach out to us and tell us your story. And we're going to get those all together and collected and share those with the community.
Where do we go for that?
Scottsdale75.com is where you're going to find everything you need to know about our 75th anniversary, all of the events that are happening throughout the year, where you can submit information that we can share with others, and a very lovely historical timeline right there on the website too.
That's
that
really
steps you through our history.
So we're going to be recording people that, local residents, longtime residents, to kind of capture those stories. Or what are we going to do? I'm involved in this and somehow. What are you going to do with it from the city for all of us?
Well, we're putting together a historical book that will be available, and we're also putting together a documentary video. So we're looking for people to participate in both of those things. And we mentioned about our Western roots, but really we are known as a city of innovation. So just telling some of those stories, like a lot of people don't know that modern trash trucks were developed right here in Scottsdale, Arizona, developing the mechanized arm. We called it Godzilla, but can you imagine collecting trash in the heat here in the valley? And so we had innovative employees who came up with a solution to make that easier. And now you see it all over the United States.
So cool.
And then think about our Indian Bend Wash Greenbelt. Mm-hmm. That was initially designed to just be a concrete channel to funnel water when we have our storms. And it's a beautiful pathway of parks that run throughout the city, and people enjoy, and others from other parts of the United States hear about and come out to see. So really, Scottsdale is such a gem. There's so many things for us to celebrate this year.
I know. We could do a weekly episode to talk about everything like that. It really is rich. It's layered with history, from indigenous communities to ranching roots, the innovation today that you were talking about. What makes all of that unique to Scottsdale specifically?
Scottsdale is just one of those places that wherever you travel, people know Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. I don't want to admit this, but I do live in another community in the valley. I won't name the community, but I can tell you when I go places, if I mention that city, people don't know much about that city. If you mention Scottsdale, people know Scottsdale. So really, we just have a history, I think, of leading the way and leading by example to other communities with some of the things we've done. So it's just a really fun year to showcase that in a lot of our signature events that are happening.
Let's talk about the events. So we started off with I always say Scottsdale season kicks off with Barrett Jackson. Mm-hmm. We are a huge event season. Mm-hmm. Western Week, Parada del Sol, those were big anniversaries this year. Talk about how really we started in January through the year and what events we can look forward to.
Excellent. Well, if you were at the Parada del Sol, the city had a float to celebrate the 75th anniversary. And what a fun element of that is we found people who were born in 1951 and were here in Scottsdale.
Oh, that's so
cool. Ride on the
float.
So they're celebrating their 75th. Come along for the ride, but it will continue on. We expect to have several activations during spring training because we'll have a lot of people here with their eyes on Scottsdale. It will continue into the summer. We will have our June Days events that happen in Old Town, and a lot of our merchants are planning to participate and offer, 75% off. You can't beat that, or a 75-cent deal. So be watching for those because you'll see a lot of the 75 element and a lot of the things we're doing with our Old Town merchants. And another fun activation that we have launching soon is we will have a scavenger hunt that will take you to some key places in Scottsdale, and you'll get some goodies if you check in at those spots. So more on our website with that.
You've always talked about how life has changed. I mean, we seriously had like Main Street and horses were down here. I mean, the cars, we have a new highway system over the decades and stuff like that. For you personally, this is a personal question, what do you think has been one of the most transformational things you've seen in Scottsdale?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question. And I'm a native too. So
I love that.
I have really seen the growth and the change occur throughout the years. But I think it really what it is about Scottsdale is as much as we grow and we're still a small town community. There's still
really
kind of
are.
that feel, don't you think?
Yeah.
And it's something I really value, especially in my job with the City of Scottsdale. It's like we're a little family there, watching out for our larger community.
It is crazy how well connected this community is and how small and how everyone truly knows someone. It's a 3-degree separation, I think, from everything in that sense. Tradition is huge here. How have we as a city kept traditions alive over the past 75 years?
Well, speaking of tradition, one thing we discovered in our research is that at one point we had an honor grove for veterans to recognize their service. So that's something we're looking to dedicate and bring back later this year near Veterans Day. We're going to dedicate an honor grove of 75 trees.
Oh, very cool.
They're going to be planted in one of our parks along the Greenbelt, and we hope to bring that back because through our research, we're not sure exactly what happened with the groves. We think they were destroyed in a past storm, but we want to bring that back and just, give that nod again to our veterans.
I love that idea.
Appreciate everything they do for us.
Cool. They do more than I could ever do. So I love that. Let's talk about continuing on with the traditions and the past and stuff. Like, how do you balance the past while moving forward in Scottsdale and how the world is changing and how Scottsdale is growing?
Sure. I think it's a delicate balance, but definitely listening to the needs of our residents and the things that they would like to see and making those improvements to amenities. And I think that's one thing that Scottsdale, where we really shine, we really value the service that we provide and take a lot of pride in the things that we do. So, when there's a project at hand, and I really respect the fact, too, that we have a community that will really step up to see things come to fruition. And I think some of the biggest accomplishments and things that we have done in the city have really been spearheaded by the people who live here.
Yeah.
Like, think about our beautiful McDowell Sonoran Preserve and dedicating that land and holding it aside so that it isn't developed. And that was an initiative by our own residents to say, you know what, we will go ahead and we are willing to, tax ourselves essentially to purchase this land and keep it as special as it is. And it's, again, another example of a place that people travel from all over the United States and even the world to see.
You talk about a grassroots city. There is not anyone here that I don't know that would not step up to do something or champion some kind of lead in progress and change. And I think that speaks volumes to the community as a whole and the people that we have here, kind of thing. What is one historical moment or fun fact that you have learned as you've been going through this that we might be surprised about?
That's a good question. I mentioned a couple of that I've learned in my time.
Yeah, right. We had the trees that we're going to replant, the green belt.
The mechanical trash truck. Gosh. Those are the three that jump out to me. Honestly, the most that I've already mentioned. But, and really just the admiration I have for the work and the effort that citizens took to develop our preserve. Like I said, I think it's pretty amazing, and you don't see that in other Valley cities.
It's true. So how are you working with the Valley and really the nation, because we are a tourist city? We love people. How are you making everybody know that it's Scottsdale's 75th anniversary?
Well, we're fortunate that we have Experience Scottsdale that helps us with our destination marketing. But once visitors arrive here, we want them to feel welcome and know about all the wonderful things we have happening throughout the city. So we're working closely with our local businesses to, again, promote the 75th. You'll see elements of 75 throughout all of our signature events, which already draw people, but should draw even greater attendance. But we'll have things like a 75th map that has 75 spots to go visit while you're here, and it's going to be a nice little keepsake, and we'll have some other fun giveaways too throughout the year. And one of our most iconic features in Scottsdale is everyone knows the Old Town Cowboy on Scottsdale Road.
Yeah.
Okay, well, his name's Chuck. I don't know if you knew that.
See? No.
Well,
Chuck the Cowboy?
We've reimagined Chuck, and we have worked with an artist to show what Chuck looks like through the decades. So we'll have some activations where you'll see the 60s Chuck and the 70s Chuck and 80s Chuck and also some cowgirls too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we got to have both.
Yeah.
So going to show off Chuck through the decades and even what we imagine him looking like in the future. So you'll be watching for that.
Before we leave, this is another personal question. What's your favorite Scottsdale vibe?
Oh gosh. I love Old Town.
Okay.
I think, like everything about Old Town, I love the shopping. There's so many wonderful places to eat. And I work very close to Old Town over at City Hall. So it's just easy to walk on over there. And there's just always something happening. And that's what I think is my vibe about Scottsdale.
I love it. One more time, where can we find out more information about everything that's going on this year?
Scottsdale75.com. All the information, all of the activities will be listed there. Share your stories if you have one. We would love to hear from you and just be part of the fun.
I love that. Well, we'll have all of the information in the description of this episode and on our YouTube channel. But Holly, thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to tell Scottsdale's story, thoughtful and engaging ways. I mean, this is what I do, and I love what I do. It really is clear that this year is also honoring the people, the places and events, and everything that makes Scottsdale unique. It's why I started this podcast 250 episodes ago, was to really feature what makes us so unique. So this is a perfect opportunity to correlate everything. And if you've been here for a decade or just arrived, Scottsdale's 75th anniversary really is an invitation for you to celebrate your new home and city and get to listen. So we got some events to tell you about, but let's check in with our favorite State Farm agent, Jeremy Mueller. Life in Arizona moves fast, and getting stressed about insurance coverage is the last thing you need. So give Jeremy Mueller Insurance a call. With over 25 years serving Scottsdale in 3 local offices, Jeremy and his team know the area and have the know-how to help you with home, auto, life, and business insurance. Get that solid support and great service you deserve with Jeremy Mueller Insurance. You can get in touch with him at jeremymueller.com or give him a call at 480-515-5223. Again, he is a local native resident here, so he knows all about Scottsdale. As far as things going on, there, of course, is 75th anniversary events coming up. So you can go to the Sculpture Gold Pallette Art Walk is happening on February 12th on the main street. This is a great opportunity to get to stroll through the galleries after hours. A lot of them will have artists come and be working that day or get to know them. It's a really fun day. The Founders Day celebration is February 26th at 9 a.m. at the Little Red Schoolhouse in Scottsdale. It's a free event. It's the 116th anniversary of the opening of the Little Red Schoolhouse. If you want to see some really original history, that is a wonderful place to go. We've also done a podcast episode with them a couple years ago, so I encourage you to go listen to that. And then Arizona Sun Circuit Quarter Horse Show is February 27th at Westworld. It's the largest AQHA circuit in the world, and they're a class for every exhibitor at every entry level. So it's time to get the season out. Again, the Arabian Horse Show is coming up too. So lots of good things. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.